The chamber remained silent, not because nothing had happened, because too much had. The completed circle beneath the kingdom continued breathing softly, each pulse spread outward through the ancient stone, not commanding, remembering. Elira withdrew her hand slowly from the threshold. The warmth remained, not upon her skin, within her. She looked toward Vaelor. "You said..." Her voice was barely louder than the silence surrounding them. "I was not the only one who crossed." Vaelor nodded. "No. How many?" He did not answer immediately. Instead, he looked through the opening, not beyond it, through it, as if distance had ceased to mean anything. "At first," he said quietly, "we believed there would only be one. The first witness, the first traveler, the first to survive the crossing." His expression softened, but the crossing was never meant for one. Above them, across the kingdom, the pulse beneath the marble continued, slow, steady. Children stopped speaking whenever it passed beneath their feet. Birds changed direction in mid-flight. The rivers shimmered for a heartbeat. Even the wind seemed to pause, just long enough to listen. The second crossed only a few years later. Vaelor continued. Then another, and another. "Elira." He finally looked back at her. There were 12. The number settled over the chamber, not as surprise, as recognition. The same number that had appeared in the dreams, the same number carved into the oldest circle, the same number history had repeated, without ever explaining why. Far above, inside the royal observatory, the scholars unfolded maps older than the kingdom itself. For the first time, they noticed 12 faded symbols surrounding the first drawing of the completed circle. Symbols no one had questioned before, because everyone had assumed they represented stars. They did not. They represented names. "Names?" Elira whispered. "Yes." Vaelor's eyes remained fixed upon the opening. "Not titles. Not rulers. People." A long silence settled between them, the kind born not from uncertainty, but from truths too large to absorb all at once. "What became of them?" Elira finally asked. Vaelor smiled faintly, not with joy, with memory. "They became what every traveler becomes." She frowned. "I don't understand." "No," he answered gently, "because your world has forgotten what a journey truly is." Above the temple, the high priest slowly traced the newly revealed inscription with trembling fingers. The words no longer felt ancient. They felt unfinished, as though the stone itself had been waiting centuries for someone to read the sentence to its end. Inside the royal library, scribes worked through the night. Ancient scrolls once dismissed as myths were unsealed. Broken maps, half-burned journals, songs preserved only in fragments. Every one of them spoke of travelers, never conquerors, never prophets, only those who had gone beyond the horizon and promised one day to return. Far below, Elira's voice barely disturbed the silence. "They came back?" Vaelor looked at her. "Some did. And the others? They found lives beyond the crossing." His answer carried no sorrow, only peace. "As generations passed," he continued, "your world remembered only those who returned, and forgot everyone who remained." The chamber fell silent once more, not because history had been erased, because memory had chosen the easier story. Above them, the dreams continued. Not every night, only when the pulse beneath the kingdom grew stronger. Each dream revealed another fragment, another face, another shoreline, Children began drawing 12 figures standing beneath unfamiliar constellations. None of them had seen the stars they drew, yet every drawing matched, perfectly. Inside the palace, the king stood before the oldest map in the royal archives. For years, he had believed the blank places beyond the known kingdoms marked lands yet to be explored. Now, he wondered whether they had once been remembered, then forgotten. "The borders," he whispered. "They were never borders." One of the scholars looked up. "What were they, Your Majesty?" The king's eyes remained fixed upon the ancient parchment. "They were departures." Far below. Elira remained silent. Her thoughts drifted toward the dreams Vaelor had described. The shoreline, the 12 pillars, the gate of light. "I've seen that place," she said quietly. "Yes. So has everyone else." "Not everyone," Vaelor answered. "Only those beginning to remember." She turned toward him. "Remember what?" His answer came without hesitation. "The home your ancestors promised they would never forget." The words echoed through the chamber, not like a revelation, like something ancient, finally spoken aloud. Vaelor stepped closer to the threshold. "Not to cross it, to remember it. There was a time," he said softly, "when the crossing was not feared." Elira listened without interrupting. "It was celebrated." The words felt impossible. Children were raised hearing stories of those who journeyed beyond. Families gathered to watch them leave. No one believed they were being lost. They believed they were being welcomed. Above them, inside the oldest sanctuary, the high priest uncovered another layer of polished stone beneath the ancient inscription. Not another warning, another prayer, faded by centuries, almost erased, yet still readable. "May those who cross remember us, and may those who remain remember why they crossed." The old man read the words twice, then a third time. His hands trembled, not because the stone had changed, because history had, far below. "Elira," Vaelor said, "the greatest lie was never that I was a monster." She looked at him. "It was that I was alone." Silence answered him, not empty, full. Somewhere beyond the opening, far beyond the visible light, another pulse answered the completed circle, not louder, far older, as though something, or someone, had heard the kingdom remember their name at last. Above the kingdom, the dreams began changing, no longer only the shoreline, no longer only the 12 pillars. Now, people began seeing faces, not strangers, familiar ones, mothers who had vanished generations before, explorers whose bodies had never been found, children lost to distant journeys. Every dream ended the same way. They smiled, not asking to return, showing that they had never truly been lost. Throughout the capital, fear slowly surrendered its place to longing. The palace scholars abandoned the word contamination. The priests stopped speaking of punishment. Even the oldest songs sounded different now, not because the words had changed, because people finally understood them. Below the temple, Elira looked once more toward the light beyond the threshold. "If they still live," she whispered, "why haven't they returned?" Vaelor remained silent for a long time, long enough for another pulse of light to pass beneath the chamber, long enough for the kingdom itself to seem to breathe. Then he answered. "Some wished to. Some tried. And some did." He looked directly into her eyes. "But every crossing changes the traveler. You cannot return as the person who left." His words carried neither warning nor sorrow, only truth. "The ones who came back," he continued quietly, "returned with memories no language could fully carry. And slowly, your world stopped believing them." The chamber fell silent once more, not because the story had ended, because history had only just begun telling the part it had hidden for centuries. Inside the hidden chamber, the completed circle pulsed once again. This time, the light did not stop beneath the temple. It continued beyond the kingdom, beyond the mountains, beyond every border ever drawn by human hands. Far across distant lands, people awakened from the same dream. Different languages, different kingdoms, different names. Yet every one of them remembered the shoreline, the 12 pillars, the gate of light, and someone waiting beside it, above the capital. The royal astronomers watched in silence as another constellation slowly emerged from the darkness. It had never appeared on any chart. Yet somehow, every scholar recognized it. No one could explain why. One by one, they lowered their instruments, not because there was nothing left to observe, because they understood that some discoveries begin long before they are measured. Far below, Elira stepped beside Vaelor. No boundary remained between them now, only choice. "Will they come back?" she asked. Vaelor looked beyond the threshold, toward a horizon only he could see. "They have always been trying," he smiled, not with certainty, with hope. "But this is the first time," he whispered. "The world is finally ready to welcome them home." Above them, the completed circle released another quiet pulse, and somewhere beyond every known horizon, 12 distant lights answered, not as stars, as travelers. The kingdom did not celebrate, not yet. Some truths deserve silence before joy. The king stood alone upon the highest balcony of the palace. Below him, the capital no longer looked like a fortress built to keep something out. It looked like a doorway. Behind him, the high priest approached quietly. For the first time in many years, neither man wore the weight of certainty, only humility. "We guarded a gate," the high priest said softly, "and believed it was a wall." The king nodded. "We feared the horizon." "Yes, because we mistook it for an ending." Far below, Elira remained beside Vaelor. The threshold no longer divided them. It united two worlds that had forgotten they once belonged together. "What happens next?" she asked. Vaelor watched the distant light beyond the crossing. "The same thing that has always happened." She waited. "People will choose. To remain, to leave, to return. And every choice," he said, "will become another story." The completed circle released one final pulse. It passed beneath the kingdom, across the rivers, through forgotten ruins, beyond deserts, beyond forests, beyond every kingdom that believed itself alone. Somewhere, an old traveler lifted their head. Somewhere else, a forgotten gate answered. And somewhere beyond the last known horizon, 12 figures turned toward the light, not because they had been summoned, because they had been remembered.